1, 2, 3, 4. Nothing about me. I take you by the hand, help you understand. You don't really know me. I was born by a raging river to a mother that did deliver 6 children and no harm. I was a 7 she held in her arms. Sisters taught me how to tie my shoes. My brothers taught me the deeper river blues. One told me I could ride a bug. The other showed me how to bait a hood. You don't really know me. You really know next to nothing about me. I take you by surprise, make you realize you don't really know me. You don't really know me. Sometimes you learn from your mistakes. Other times you stubbornly nurse the pain. Either way it takes more than one mistake to define a lifetime or trace a lifeline. You don't really know me. Know next to nothing about me. I'll take you by surprise, make you realize not just all the miles in between all the goodbyes is what will never end, and how I will defend the freedom that I need, the love that I believe, the feeling underneath, the lines that go between, to give you some idea of what I really feel. You could get to know me. You don't really know me. Now you know. Come on.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Susie Markland, and I'm here to present Tim Easton in concert for the O Museum in the Mansion. Donations from this show will go to benefit the O Street Museum Foundation. This is truly a mom and pop organization. H. Spiro, whose vision it was that made the O Street Museum, and Ted Spiro, president of the Mansion on O Street, work 24/7 to make the magic happen. Simply put, their primary mission is to inspire people to create and share their creative works with the world. Many artists that we know and love have come here and written songs. But that's not all they do. Their multi-tiered education and empowerment programs are designed to uphold values that include justice, freedom, equality, human rights, tolerance, diversity beyond color, and self-respect. They also understand and support the needs of other nonprofits. They've raised money for these organizations through events, partnerships, and unique fundraisers. We are broadcasting to you from the Rosa Park Safe House, across the street from the main house. Rosa stayed in the main house for over 10 years. It's one of the reasons that the O Street Museum is on the 51 Steps to Freedom Tour, which unites DC from Georgetown to Anacostia, connecting prominent civil rights sites from the African American Heritage Trail. While Rosa was here, the neighbors across the street complained about the wrong types of people going in and out of the mansion. Rosa told H not to worry about it, But she said when that building goes up for sale, buy it. And that's what H did. Everything at the O Mansion has been donated, and it's all for sale. The proceeds they receive for all their activities, like museum tours, hotel rooms, events, etc., go right back into supporting their mission. You know, we need places like this, but right now they are struggling. The inability to operate normally during the pandemic has put a huge financial burden on their shoulders. I ask that you be generous with your donations to help them dig out of this financial hole so they can get back to normal and resume the programs that are critical to keeping their mission and their magic alive. There are other ways to support too. Come on down, take a tour with family and friends. It's a unique experience you'll never forget. For these activities and more, please go to their website, omuseum.org, and sign up for something. Now, getting on with the program, tonight I'm excited to be presenting Tim Easton. He is a gifted songwriter and performer. Tim has combined elements of indie rock, folk, and some blues to create his own sound. His songs reflect his over 20 years of world travel and life experiences. His discography is comprised of 13 critically acclaimed albums, including the greatest hits album, American Folk, and his most recent, You Don't Really Know Me, released in 2021. He's traveled all over the world, and his songs reflect his experience, emotions, and dedication to form. Now, there's just one more thing before I turn it over to Tim. If you would like to join a Zoom Green Room session where you can chat with Tim after the show, I will be posting the link in the comments for you to sign up. I will also be posting donation links and other information periodically throughout the concert. Now, so without any further chatter from me, ladies and gents, I give you Tim Easton.
All right. Thanks, Susie. Greetings, friends. Tim Easton here, checking in from the O Museum in DuPont Circle, Washington, D.C. I'm in Washington, D.C. this weekend on a little trip with my daughter, Ellington. We're here to check out the sites, the monuments, the museums, and we've been doing that. And we also went to a memorial service for the great director, documentary filmmaker, Sherry Jones. And now I'm going to play a set of songs for you. That is here. I'm here to play music to benefit the O Mansion, the O Museum, and the links are in all the comments down below. It's the omuseum.org. I encourage you to go online and research what the O Museum is. It's a really special place here in Washington. I just did a tour of about half of it, I'd say, with my daughter. There's 70 secret passages, 70 secret doors, and I think we found about 10 of them. We definitely found a lot of Beatles memorabilia up there, so we'll get to that Beatles discussion later on. But right now, I want to start with a song that I wrote after learning about a blues man. I learned about him from a Beatles record, actually. I learned about him from George Harrison, when George Harrison was talking about Elmore James' slide guitar playing. Well, he was talking about John Lennon's slide guitar playing, but he said, Elmore James got nothing on this. And I was like, who's this Elmore James character? I'm going to go down to the library in downtown Akron, Ohio, and research him, find out about him. And I wrote this song for him. It's called Elmore James. A lot of racket being made in the world today. These drum machines all sound the same. I think you hear a song. Is it a song or is it just fun and games? Call me old-fashioned or behind the times. The one who got the money maker shaking on that was Elmo James. Elmo James. Elmo James. Elmo James. Get a little sip of whiskey. Put the lights down low. Drop a clean needle on the stereo. She grabbed me by the belt buckle and called out her name. Come on, give her a kiss, spin her around. Soon you want to go downtown to see Elmo James. Elmo James. Elmo James. Elmo James.
broom, sweep the floor. The waitress just danced out the door. The boss man said you had to catch a midnight train. Oh, some girls like to keep it clean. Some like to get down and meet that Elmo James. Elmo James. Elmo James. Elmo James. Lot of racket being made in the world today. And these drum machines all sound the same. I think I hear a song. Is it a song or is it just fun and games? Call me old-fashioned or behind the times. The one who got the money maker shaking all night was Elmo James. Elmo James. Listen to the engine rattling the road, taking me back home once more to Elmo James. Elmo James. Elmo James. Elmo James. Go, a little country blues song for Mr. Elmore James, someone I learned about from the Beatles. You know, that's a generation I lucked out. I have 4 older brothers and 2 older sisters, so that's plenty of vinyl records to crawl around in. As a kid growing up in Akron, Ohio, a little bit upstate New York, a little bit of Japan, and you know, a lot of Beatle records. Let's face it. A lot of Beatle records to check out. Lucky for those brothers and sisters playing those records for me. I'm going to go into a song about a dog. I'm staying here at the O Mansion in Washington, D.C., where we're recording this right now, this live stream. And a lot of dog memorabilia around. And I've just run into a lot of beautiful dogs here in Washington, D.C., walking around the neighborhood. So many beautiful dogs. And this is one I wrote for my old dog that lived out in Joshua Tree, California. The big black Akita, bear hunter. The song's called Black Dog. Black dog in the warm sunshine, looks like she's lost her mind. Why don't you call her back? She can't go on like that. We're standing in the doorway now, wondering how Black Dog got out. If she could only hear her name, Black Dog might come back again. Black dog, won't you lay yourself down? She can run, she can play. Black dog likes to get away. She can bark, she can bite. Black dog keeps you up at night. The neighbors are getting tired. Black dog is in their yard. Mend your fence a time or two before you have to start anew. Black dog, won't you come around? Black dog, won't you lay yourself down? I wanna see her face when we put Black Dog in place. You say it can't be done, but tomorrow won't be long. Black Dog, won't you come around? Black Dog, won't you lay yourself down? Black Dog, when will you come around? Black Dog, when will you lay yourself down? There you go, a little tune for all the sweet doggies of Washington, D.C. The District of Columbia, where I'm finding myself today after a beautiful spring weekend, hanging out with my daughter around we went to the Lincoln Memorial right off the bat, and a bunch of museums, and just had an amazing time. And we basically, this is our first trip. This is our first trip to D.C., and it turns out we also had a memorial service for a great documentary filmmaker named Sherry Jones. You can check her out online. Made really powerful documentaries and kind of in the spirit of Woody Guthrie, you know. And speaking of Woody Guthrie, I believe he spent some time in D.C., and we'll just cut into a little Woody Guthrie tune that I love to play. And it references this very town and Baltimore. And it's a tune that I think he did it in a straightforward kind of a country way. I'm gonna do a special version just for the O Museum. If you go to omuseum.org, omuseum.org, donate. I'm doing this as a benefit for the foundation for this beautiful, beautiful building, which is quite a really cool thing to come and see. If you're in DC, there's so much to do here, so many museums, right? Well, this is a hidden gem and really easy to find, really easy to get to, and it will blow your mind. I guarantee if you're a history buff, music friend, supporter of the arts, this is a really special place. And I'm going to play a Woody Guthrie song for Sherry Jones and all you fine supporters of the O Museum. This is called From Baltimore to Washington. I was born down in the town, Newport News. The more I gamble, the more I lose. From Baltimore to Washington. Police know my name all up and down the line. They don't know the trouble on my mind. I guess they got troubles too. I guess they got troubles too. I guess they got their troubles too. I guess the police got their troubles too. From Baltimore to Washington. Know my name all up and down the line. They don't know the trouble on my mind. I guess they got troubles too. I guess they got troubles too. I guess they got their troubles too. I guess the hobos got their troubles too. From Baltimore to
Washington. Do we even call them hobos anymore? One time I did try to take the train. I tried to hobo the train out of Columbus, Ohio, heading south for New Orleans. I barely made it out of Franklin County. Lock me up. I got in front of the judge. The judge said, "Mr. Easton, you know you could have died doing this." And I said, "Sir, have you ever read Woody Guthrie's Bound for Glory?" He said, "Get out of my courtroom." I was born down in the town, Newport News. The more I gamble, the more I lose. Baltimore, Washington. Oh, Baltimore to Washington. Oh, Baltimore to Washington. From Baltimore to Washington, D.C., I guess they got troubles too. I guess they got troubles too. I guess they got troubles too. From Baltimore to Washington. All right, a little Woody Guthrie song there for you. Had to do one of those tunes today. Kind of powerful to go traveling around this town with my kiddo. And now, because I see so much amazing Beatle memorabilia in this place, I know that Susie could probably kind of, school me on it, but I imagine the owners were massive Beatle fans, as am I, as are probably many of you out there. Now, I was really lucky to cross paths with one Beatle. That was Paul. At a party a long time ago, I was very nervous to meet him, I didn't want to pull a full Chris Farley, and say something stupid, which of course I did, but I tried my best not to. But I tried to bring up, some of his solo work like Ram. And I said, "Thanks so much for all the work you've done, being a big inspiration to me, Paul." And I told him my sisters used to babysit me to the album, the Ram album. I learned that album, a lot as a kid. And he politely listened, and then he spoke back to me and he said, "A lot of the young songwriters are getting into Ram." That's my Paul imitation, my Scouser. And a lot of the young songwriters are getting into Ram. And when he spoke back to me, I of course froze and realized at that moment I was talking to a Beatle. Kind of had a little meltdown. I'm sure he's used to it. I didn't tell him that my favorite Beatle was John. We all have a favorite Beatle, don't we? And when Ringo came to town on his birthday to do his Peace and Love salute, I brought my daughter, who was just 2 or 3 years old at the time. I put her on my shoulders, and I said, "There's Ringo." So she could say that she saw a Beatle. But I say John's my favorite. John guy all the way through here. Play one of his tunes, one that he kind of borrowed from Bob Dylan. I love that period of American history, or music history, rock and roll history. When Bob goes electric and the Beatles go acoustic. That crisscross right there, that special time. Right about as I was being born, maybe a couple years before I was born. But this is called Norwegian Wood.
girl, or should I say, she once let me. She showed me her room, isn't it good? Norwegian wood. She asked me to stay and she told me to sit anywhere. And I looked around and I noticed there wasn't a chair. I sat on a rug, biding my time, drinking the wine. We talked into two, and then she said, it's time for bed. In the morning, started to laugh. I told her I didn't, and crawled off to sleep in the bath. And when I awoke, I was alone. This bird had flown. So I lit a fire. Isn't it good? Norwegian wood. All right. I don't play Beatles songs very often in my set, but I just felt like I had to do it after touring the O Museum and seeing all that beautiful Beatle memorabilia and going into the John Lennon room. And also, there were a lot of Japanese folks, tourists in the building at the time. And Norwegian Wood is also the title of a Murakami book, one of my favorite writers, Japanese writer. So, but I've ripped off the tune Norwegian Wood so many times in so many different ways of my own songs that when I first started out, I was like, how does Norwegian Wood again go? I was like, I was a little bit lost on it, but I went for it. And cheers to the Beatles and all you Beatle freaks out there. I started a Beatles phase when I was about 14, and I guess I'm still going through it. All right, let's get back to a song that I want to play in honor of my father, Robert Poignet Easton, Jr. He was 96 years old. He passed away a week ago today, actually. And he was a beautiful, beautiful man and a beautiful dad and a father to 7 and a grandfather to 12, great-grandfather to 1. And a great guy, and I was able to spend a lot of time with him actually recently, and just over the last years in general, we've been able to do a lot of fishing together. And he died peacefully a week ago, and I was singing him this song a lot. I wrote this song kind of with him in mind and a few other people that I fish with. And this is a song that's on my new record. This is a fisher tune. This is a river song, as we say. You get a lot done on those rivers, a lot of thinking, a lot of meditating. And if you're lucky, maybe you can catch a fish or two or just see some beautiful river action. Sometimes it's just nice to just kick back and look at the trees floating by. This is a song that's on my new record, and it's called The River Where Time Was Born. Oh, take me back to my ancient home, where I can be satisfied on my own, on the banks of the river where time was born. You keep a tight lip, run a tight line. You can come along when the stars align, and we'll float down the river where time was born. Call me old timer, call me lazy, call me what you want, but is it really that crazy to float on the water and watch the trees go by? Now when you jump in, there's only two ways: either go with the flow or just struggle and strain against the mighty strong pull of the river where time was born. I had a friend, he died so young. He never had a choice since he was born. He went underneath the dark cold water and time rolled on. So release your machines, let go of your pain, step off of the concrete and into the rain, down by the ever-flowing river where time was born. Oh, take me back to my ancient place where I can do nothing with a smile on my face, by the side of the river where time was born. Come one, come all out of your knees. Come one, come all out of your trees. You can't judge when you're down on your knees by the side of the river where time was born. Down by the side of the river where time was born. By the side of the beautiful river where time was born. All right, thank you so much. That is The River Where Time Was Born on the new record. I'm going to back up a few years and play a love song for you, all you supporters of the O Museum. Really simple to find the link. You can click on there. And this is a foundation, right, that took over this beautiful structure here in Washington, D.C. And you can go on really simply and click on these links that are provided for you and make a little donation to keep this place going. It's an incredible thing. And by all means, research it online, check it out. And when you come to Washington, D.C., come and stop by and visit. It is a mind blower of a place. I've only explored about half of it. There's loads of secret doorways and secret passageways. I guess back in the day, perhaps the FBI might have holed up here a little bit. J. Edgar Hoover and his buddies back in the day. It was pretty cool just walking around downtown, passing the Department of Justice and the FBI buildings on our way to the Martin Luther King Jr. library, where we went yesterday and went and saw a reader read a book there. And let's just say this trip has been really powerful for me and my daughter, Ellington, who's 11 years old. I want to play a song that I wrote for the great John Prine. He's a songwriter who many of you know, influenced so many of us songwriters and influenced so many of us human beings to be better at it, to be better human beings, to be kind, to be thoughtful, maybe a little melodic. Big shout out to Mary McBride and Maggie for lending me this guitar so I could play this benefit for the O Museum. This is a tune that's on my new record. I wrote it for John Prine, and it's called Voice on the Radio. Full moon over Nashville, the streets are nearly quiet. Save the barking dogs and the occasional siren, and your voice on the radio, calm and sweet and cool and low. Voice on the radio gets me by. There's a souvenir for every joint you played, from Chicago to Galway town, where lovers are laughing as they lay each other down to your voice on the radio, calm and sweet and cool and low. Voice on the radio makes them smile. Well, tonight I cannot hold you close. There's a lockdown on the land. Someday we gonna raise a glass and play one with the band. Sing the one about paradise or the way that the world goes round. Yeah, you may toss your burden when you hear the sound of his voice on the radio, calm and sweet and cool and low. Voice on the radio helps you cry. When you're down at the bottom with no one to turn to, I know one solution to lift you from your blues. His voice on the radio, calm and sweet and cool and low. Voice on the radio gets you high. His voice on the radio, calm and sweet and cool and low. Voice on the radio gets you high. All right. A little original song there that I wrote for John Prine. Thank you all for tuning in and hanging out. I'm going to play a couple more songs. I don't know if there's any requests that Susie knows about, or she could run in and tell me if there was a request. I'm just going to tune on the tuner here and get this puppy going and tune a little bit. Tim Easton here of Nashville, Tennessee. Well, I grew up in the state of Ohio, but I spent time traveling all over the world as a street musician all over the planet. And now I'm on a lovely weekend trip to Washington, D.C., and the O Museum has invited me to come by and play these songs for you as a benefit for them. The pandemic is winding down, hopefully for all of us. Much love to all of you out there who are struggling, or maybe not struggling, but maybe a request?
Next to you?
Next to you? Oh my gosh.
From Diane.
That sounds great. I would love to play that song for you, Diane. This is a love song. Yeah, the pandemic's, it's winding down a bit. We're still being safe here and having a live stream as opposed to a live show, but I appreciate you tuning in and researching what the O Museum is all about here in D.C. and checking it out. And if you could see to it to give them a little donation to keep the foundation going, I promise it's going to a worthwhile cause and some good people here. This tune is a love song for those that support the O Mansion and O Museum here on O Street in DC. Let me find the correct harmonica. Big love to all of you out there listening and participating and lifting up everyone's lives the best you can.
You never know in the blink of a second, blink of an eye, what could happen in this world, this wild world. So we appreciate those that greet the day with love and kindness and respect. Learning all about that. Trying to introduce my daughter to people that practice that as I travel around this world. That's what I found out during the pandemic. I only want to go on tour if my kid can come with me. Because, you know, it's good company, good traveler, great merch salesperson. And it's just more fun. Going out to Diane, this is Next to You. Let me be next to you. I want to understand. Let me be next to you. Then we can watch the band. Let me be next to you under your ceiling fan. I can hear every song better when I'm next to you. Please don't pull all of them stops out on me when you think you've been cheated. I know I've laid some bad things down before I heard the sound of your voice, and you drowned out all the noise I'd made till now. Come on, let me be next to you. I want to understand. Let me be next to you. Then we can watch the band. Let me be right next to you under your ceiling fan. I can hear every song better when I'm next to you. Wake up singing every word you said. Oh yeah, yeah. Do you understand me? Come on, let me be next to you. I want to understand. Let me be next to you. Then we can watch the band. Let me be right next to you under your ceiling fan. I can hear every song better when I'm next to you under your ceiling fan. I can hear everything better. I can hear every song better. I can hear every note better. I can hear everything better when I'm next to you. Oh yeah. Let me be next to you. Let me be next to you. Yeah, yeah. Let me be next to you. Alright. Come on, let me be next to you. Come on, let me be next to you. Yeah, yeah. Come on, let me be next to you. Vive la France. Come on, let me be next to you. Hey, Ukraine. Come on, let me be next to you. Oklahoma, next to you. Kentucky, oh yeah. Tennessee, old DC. All right. Thanks so much for participating.
Actually, I have 2 more requests.
Oh, we have 2 more requests coming in.
All right, Cindy, Broken Arrow, Dana, Burning Star.
Ah, okay.
Actually, I had 3, but when we had
All right. That's all right. Well, Broken Arrow, I'm not sure that's my song. You mean maybe Anchor, Broken Anchor?
Broken Anchor, I'm
That's
sorry.
it? Mm.
Yeah, Broken Anchor, Burning Star.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, you got it. So we'll do 2 more songs and we'll wrap it up. We thank you so much for participating and hanging out and showing up for us here at the O Museum. And you go to the O Museum, OMUSEUM.org. And there's a donate link there. And I want to thank them all for inviting me here today to play. Really sweet to come to this town and have such great hospitality and meet such fine people and such cool people. It's been a very remarkable weekend. And let me see here. I see we have a request for a song that I wrote for songwriters, and be glad to play that for you. It's a song called Burning Star, and I started writing this tune in the birthplace of Woody Guthrie in Okemah, Oklahoma, which it turns out is in the Cherokee country, very close to the place where the director Sherry Jones was born, whose memorial service we had today at a Quaker church up the way. And I was there with Mary McBride and a friend from Delamay, the band Delamay, and we sang I'll Fly Away for her today up there. And anyways, Sherry Jones was born close to where Woody Guthrie was born, in Okemah, Oklahoma. And I wrote this song, I started this song in Okemah, and I finished it at this thing called the Folk Alliance in Kansas City. So it's a multi-state song. It's called Burning Star. Your voice out in the parking lot. It was 3 a.m. The bar doors are all locked. The bottle was passed with an old guitar, and you conjured the sound of a burning star, burning star, burning star. The night sky spits fire wherever you are, and wherever you are is another place you'll never be again. We can all see hell dancing in your eyes as you're crossing the pond, tossing out your lines. You might reel one in, but you'll never get far, only warmed by the embers of a burning star, burning star, burning star, scattering ashes over battle scar. And wherever you are is another place you'll never be again.
now in this hotel room. I hear you singing two girls of some lonesome tune. I only see a shadow of who you really are, just ash and smoke signals from a still burning star. Burning star, burning star, the night sky spits fire wherever you are. Burning star, burning star, scattering ashes over battle scar. And wherever you are, there you go. Wherever you go, there you are. And wherever you are is another place you'll never be again. There you go, a little Burning Star, a song for songwriters, a song for creative types. And if there's one thing we know about the O Museum here, is that they are big supporters of creativity, and I'd love it if you could help me support them today. I'm going to wrap up the show with one more song. If you got any questions, send them to Susie there. She'll come in and read them to me. It's been really nice to be in this one pocket of this incredible thing called the O Museum. It is just phenomenal. Miss Rosa Parks stayed here. I believe it was actually in the 80s or 70s or 80s when she stayed here. She was threatened she had to move to Detroit after the Montgomery bus boycott of years ago. I was just in Montgomery, Alabama. I went down there to see Bob Dylan, and I stood in the place where Rosa Parks waited for that bus, and then the place a few blocks later where she was told to leave the bus because she would not give up her seat, and the rest is history, of course. And so her life was threatened when she lived in Detroit, I believe, and so the O Museum, the O Mansion, as it's known as well, it's a string of 4 or 5 townhouses here, and they gave her refuge here, so she stayed here, along with many musicians over the years. I see Alejandro Escobedo has stayed here, so some of my heroes have stayed here, and of course all of our heroes. Miss Rosa Parks stayed here, and I'll close the show with one more tune that I wrote for my daughter, and this is on the new record. It's called Anchor. Thank you so much for being here. Love you all so much. Thanks for doing what you can to support the O Museum and to support your friends and your family. And I appreciate it. I appreciate the love. Open water, endless stretch of sky. I can't stay here, but I won't build a life on just goodbye. Why am I ever ready to depart? The constant drum inside my head is beating down the sound within my heart. Is what I have to do today, stealing from tomorrow. How long can I go on, for there's nothing left to borrow? There is one voice calling out to me, who will keep me grounded when I'm far away. away at sea, bound to one sound, the rhythm of your name, the only thing that's louder than the crashing of the waves. It's what I have to do today, stealing from tomorrow. How long can I go on, for there's nothing left to borrow? Broken anchor, wandering alone, never knowing if I'm leaving or if I'm going home. Wayward stranger, wandering alone, never knowing if I'm leaving or if I'm going home. Open water, endless stretch of sky. I can't stay here, but I won't build a life on just goodbye. All right, friends, thanks so much. Stay tuned. We're going to have a little Q&A with Susie. And yeah,
That was awesome,
hang out for a little bit
Tim.
longer.
Great show.
If you have
Thank
any
you so
questions
much.
or- Anyway, Susie and I are going to talk a little bit. Thanks so much for supporting the O Museum. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Tim.
Hey there.
Can you hear me all right?
I cannot hear you. Let me see if I can turn this up. If I can hear you. Wait, how about now?
Can you hear me
Oh.
now?
Yes, I can.
Anyway, I just want to say thank you so much. This is an awesome show. And I want to tell people, you said to send comments to Susie, but they can join us at the meet and greet afterward. And I'll put the comments. I'll put the link in the comments.
Cool.
Okay? So I guess thank you everybody for joining, and we're going to sign off now. And
See you at the meet and greet.
exactly.
All right, cheers.
Cheers. Wait.
Early in the morning, sunshine warm and cozy, a gentle smell of roses fills the air. Love is magic, dreams transform the fabric with so many hidden doors, opening enchanted worlds to see. The spirit of the house is the spirit of her soul, on wings of angels, with a heart of gold. The sparrow of love to help heal the wounds with love. With love. With hope and love. Lady H moves with spirit and grace, longing to bring peace to those in need. Music and the arts bring together all our hearts. Join in the joy or pain, shelter from a wisdom of Rosa Parks.